Previously on Avatar.
I've probably seen The Great Divide more than I've seen my wife. I'm
And Hans is like losing his mind right
That's
now.
good sex. He waited until he was done talking, and I was shoving his face full of a donut, and it's like, this is every time.
And as angry as you are at the movie right now, you will retroactively become angrier.
If you watch this movie, it will be bad. If you're rewatching it and you haven't seen it in a minute, it'll be bad. If this is your first time watching it, it'll be bad.
Yeah.
This movie's very bad. Hot take. I'm just saying, it's not the worst movie ever.
Watching this movie, I'm surprised that you guys have anything about it that you do like, because there was one singular thing that I was like, oh,
Okay,
wait
yeah,
a minute.
We're packing hot dogs for the road.
That's exactly what the nerds want.
A friend got burned.
Yeah, this is...
Changes we like.
No one dies in this movie. Now, it is a children's movie. It's a children's movie based on a children's TV show. I get that. Totally fine. I understand that.
There's in the show, there's a ton of, and that guy didn't die. Trust me.
No, it's like that. That's sort of my conflict there, because from what I saw in the show, there were a lot of people that, they don't show like blood or gore or anything. It's a children's show, but they don't exactly hide the fact that person, they didn't make it, right?
No.
And in this movie, there's absolutely none of that. It's a lot of fighting until there's a reason to stop fighting, and then everybody's just kind of cool again. Except for this one time where the Commander Zhao is trying to pick a fight with his nephew to capture him again, and Uncle Iroh comes in and says, "No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." Guys standing up on this bridge, 4 waterbenders pop up, and it's like, you could have done this at any time. You possess this power. This is what we've been talking about the whole time. You possess the power of water that is all around you. You let these idiots come in, shoot fire into your town so that they can use it. You don't just pour water on it to put the fire out. In this weird universe that doesn't match the show, these people need fire in order to bend with fire. You could just put the fire out, but they don't. So these 4 benders, not even main characters, these are people that we've never seen before. They just pop up, they bring up 4 columns of water.
You don't even see them there.
No, this guy, the big bad of the movie, just stands there and watches this happen. Doesn't do a freaking thing to stop it. And these 4 people bring up 4 columns of water, pour them all around him, put him in a little bubble of water, and then you watch him drown because he can't get out of the bubble of water. And I'm sitting there thinking, my God, that's a really cool way to kill the big bad. Why don't you do that to everyone?
Okay, but Hans, it's a really cool way to kill the big bad. It's also 100 times worse than the way to do it in the show. The only thing you liked is done so much better in the show, because in the show, Zuko is fighting him. That just goes to
show how terrible this movie was.
They have a cool fighting scene. And then Zhao looks up and he sees, wait a minute, that's when he sees that the moon is back. That Yue sacrifices herself and the moon comes back. That part is the same.
Okay.
But literally he sees the moon is back. He's like, wait, everything, my whole goal, I failed at. And then Avatar and Koi Fish God comes up, grabs him, and is pulling him into the water. Zuko's like, hey, grab my hand, I'll save you. And Zhao is too proud. He doesn't take Zuko's hand and gets pulled in the water.
No. He chooses to drown.
It tells you so much more about Zhao as a character. It tells you more about Zuko as a character. That's the Koi God getting revenge for, they undo his one goal and then get revenge.
We don't get Zhao and Zuko's Agni Kai.
Yeah. Well, we do. The Zhao Zuko Agni Ki we get is they're standing there at the dinner and he goes, as you know, Zuko was banished. That's the Agni Ki.
This movie sucked.
There could have been an Agni Kai scene on that boat, and they just didn't.
This movie sucked, guys.
But anyway, other things we like. Okay, I have a couple things that I like.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? I got a couple things.
Yeah, I can go first. That's fine. Okay. I liked how design-wise, a lot of things were more ornamented than they were in the show. Makes sense. In animation, it's very difficult to do lots of cool little ornamentation and things because you have to redraw that thousands of times. So in the show, Aang's tattoo is literally just a big blue arrow on his head, on his arms and his back, and on his legs. But in the movie, they're like Buddhist tattoos. They're like tattooed mantras and things, which that's an interesting thing to do. That's kind of cool. I like that.
It also
that
looks a lot better for live action than just trying. Like when you see people cosplay.
Yeah, just big blue triangle.
It doesn't look good in live action. It doesn't look good real. That's smart.
No.
Make it actually look like tattoos.
Yeah, and like this style of tattoo, it's like based on an actual style of tattoos. From the little that I know about, it's practiced in like Tibet and Nepal. Like it's a thing. And I thought that was cool. His glider, which doesn't get used hardly at all in the movie, but gets used constantly in the show, is made of like embroidered silk.
Do you literally only see it the one time? Like he uses the staff, but does he only pop out the glider like that once?
I think he uses it like 2 or 3 times. Like it doesn't.
He used it twice. Once to escape the ship in the very, very, very beginning, and then another to escape when he gets captured the second time and he leaves.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Don't get me started on that one. Blue Spirit's a great episode. Anyway,
yeah, that name is. I'm assuming in the show that name means something.
Kinda.
Kinda.
Not
Well,
really,
it didn't
but
mean anything.
it is
in
better.
that.
So
but
the
not
Blue
because
Spirit, the Blue Spirit as a character,
Yeah.
is used more and it does more things. But yeah, also
I'm not even
Aang
gonna
doesn't go off
elaborate
on his
on it.
own just because he decides to go off on his own. Like there's a plot reason in the show that he has to go out on his own. But anyway, and the way he gets captured is a lot cooler. He doesn't go out like a punk. So there's a lot more ornamentation in things. Things can be a lot more ornate. They can have a lot more designs and stuff on them. I liked that, and I liked some of the choices they made with that. Some choices I were like, I don't know why you chose to do it that way, but the general idea I liked, and I think most of the time it was executed well. And that's something you can't do in animation. I mean, you could. It would just be wildly expensive and not worth your time.
It would like bankrupt your studio.
Yeah, so doing that in live action makes a lot of sense because that's something that live action is better at than animation. Small details, things like that. I liked that. That's really the biggest thing. Is I liked the way a lot of things looked. That is like a lot of stuff. It's one item, but it is spread throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, okay, so let's hear everything that we have that was slightly positive. I think it's kind of fun, the opening, what they did with the Paramount and the Nick Studios logo, because they show it like on fire and then water splashes on it, so it turns into Earth. I'm like, okay, that's kind of...
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sorry, this is this is where we're going.
It's kind of fun.
I like... Okay, I remember when I watched this, again, I remember the scene where you have the 6 dudes stand in pyramid formation and do like Tai Chi for 15 seconds before making like the world's smallest rock float. So I remember the bending looking really, really, really bad. The first demonstration of Aang's airbending actually doesn't look that bad. Like actually a decent amount of, not all of it, but a decent amount of the airbending looks somewhat decent for live action.
They didn't try to make him ride around on his little air bubble.
That was the movie
Which
he made
is the technique that he invented
the air
to
scooter.
become a master airbender. He
That's his
invented
invention.
that.
And they didn't put it in the movie.
Okay.
No, he uses it constantly in the show. But
He uses it all the time. He is always air scootering every single chance he gets. No, I have more changes here I didn't like that I didn't get to. This isn't ironic. This is a joke. I like when Zhao is talking to Ozai and he says, "As you know, I led a raid on the Great Library, which most said didn't even exist." And it sounded really weirdly like Donald Trumpian and like sentence construction. Like I led a great raid on this library, which most said didn't even exist. Didn't exist, but I led it. It was a great raid. It was a fantastic raid, a great raid. Like the way he says it just made me laugh.
and he says it like 4 times.
Yes, as you know, the Great Library. Yeah, Azula, when she shows up in the flashback as like a little kid, actually kind of solid, kind of nails it. Like even this like 3 seconds of Kid Azula, solid. Monkey Yatso, they definitely changed. He is not like super old dude with a beard, but I think this Monkey Yatso actually works. Again, you don't see him that much, but when he does appear, you get the impression that like, I'm sure I'm filling in a lot of details because I've seen the show, but I'm like, this seems like a dude that could have the goal of being a good teacher to Aang, but also trying to be his friend and also kind of trying to be a father figure and having that conflict. Like you can tell he wants Aang to be happy, but also needs to push him. And like, you don't literally get the scene where they're like, again, like the final straw that spurs him to run. Oh, this is actually changed. I don't like in this TV show
that you're talking about.
In the flashbacks, the like bald black dude who like Aang looks at back whenever the Airbender is still alive.
Oh,
That's Monkey
got
Yatso.
it. Okay, got it.
They completely ruin his death his skeleton like placements.
In the movie, you can't really tell what's going on. In the show,
Wait,
he goes out like an absolute champion.
Is that the one? I think I know this. Is that the one where he sucked all the air out of the room to suffocate everybody?
That's not like officially canon. That's what people speculate.
Oh.
In the show, they find him. They go inside a tent. His skeleton is surrounded by like 30 fire soldiers. That's what you know.
Yeah.
That these are pacifists. They do not kill, but he is in a room. He did not go out like a little punk. TV show movie version, they just kind of find him in a field. Yeah. So maybe I don't actually like this change. But in the TV show, that's kind of the final straw. Is that Aang overhears them saying, "Gyatso, you're too protective. You care for him too much, so you can't actually train him to be Avatar." And that's not the only reason he runs away, but that's the night Aang runs away. You don't get that at all here.
You're not allowed to mentor this kid.
But I am just like, okay, he seems like he has a warmth, like he does care for Aang, but also has like this mentor role. I'm going to count that as a change that I liked. I said all things, I still think we have this problem Aaron alluded to earlier, where a lot of people don't see animation as like a real medium. Like it's not serious until it's live action, but just animation is beautiful looking in its own way. Like most of the animated show looks better than this movie. But while I was watching, I did say like all things considered, this movie actually looks pretty good. Like the set design and the lighting and a lot of those choices look pretty good. And then later I went back and added in parentheses, except for like the last half hour. Whenever it's like,
oh my god,
that just looks terrible. And it's not because it's like Game of Thrones.
Yue look like she has spice addiction. Her eyes just become blue orbs for a while.
Spice addiction.
Okay, I did like during the Blue Spirit escape.
Dudes out there.
During the Blue Spirit escape, they just do like a bunch of cool moves against these fire soldiers. In the show, he goes like, wait a minute, this is like I recognize this. This is like an Airbender practice arena. The staging of that is actually pretty smart because I feel like that was a lot easier to do on set than like any of the moves they're doing in the TV show. But like that's actually like he's using his environment. He's like using his skills like in a way to conquer these people. Like that's actually pretty clever. A good way.
And changing the location of that fight.
Like that works. This is kind of, they do a composite episode of like visiting the Northern Temple and him getting captured, and that's all changed.
Yeah.
But using that practice arena to fight back, like that was not bad. I said they don't do a great job at the Iroh, similar to like Aang and Gyatso. I think they kind of butcher Iroh, but they actually get the like a decent amount of the Iroh Zuko interactions rights.
Yeah.
Like whenever this is very weirdly specific, but when they need to do like a mentor-mentee relationship, other than I guess Grand, but they kind of get this. I did say that I actually kind of like how they make the Fire Nation art. Again, it's a little muddled, but I think like just having him wear a samurai helmet, like that's a way to translate it into live action that is different, but leans into its own strengths. I had to search for this, Hans. You're going to hate this. I used the word sauceless 5 times in my notes.
What?
Oh my god.
What is... No,
okay?
Explain.
So...
No, what? Explain.
Zuko
Why?
and
What does that mean to you?
Zuko and Zhao don't have their fight, but I think like they're emphasizing a different character moment here. Zhao doesn't get the emphasis, but I do think like Iroh saying like walk away, Zuko, don't fight, like that kind of works in its own way.
Yeah.
That helps to characterize like something differently.
They collapse 2 very different moments into one moment.
Yeah. I do like there's a part in the
like 30 episodes into one, so
there's a part at the end when Aang like feels empowered and he's like doing his like airbending moves against a bunch of guys. But there's this part when he like does his like speed run. There's like half like a crowd of water tribe, half a crowd of like fire tribe fighting each other, and he just runs through them and they all split apart and they stop fighting, and then they just like immediately go back to fighting once he passes. I thought that was kind of funny. And then even actually Azula, like at the end when he's like, you must take on the mission, Azula actress, she's on screen for like 3 seconds. Pretty good, actually.
Pretty good.
And then I thought the credit sequence that they do is like a very fun 2010 era After Effects YouTuber intro, where it's like silhouettes of them doing their moves and then just like generic kind of water and fire and stuff moving. Like that's very of its era.
I just remembered something.
Yeah.
They cut out the Kyoshi Warriors entirely.
No, it's worse than that. If they cut out the Kyoshi Warriors, I wouldn't be mad. That's one of the... I had to gloss over it. I had more changes I didn't like. What's annoying is they kind of tried a composite episode helping Earthbenders escape with the Kyoshi Island episode. So what happens is they help people escape, and then they go, ooh, this statue, this is Avatar Kyoshi. And Aang's like, oh, that is me. And they're like, she liked to play games. They didn't need to acknowledge Kyoshi at all.
By the way.
They acknowledge Kyoshi. They don't really acknowledge Roku. They should have acknowledged Roku and not have acknowledged Kyoshi because it does nothing for her. That's a complete mischaracterization of Kyoshi. And
also, Kyoshi is like the most like straight-laced, super serious of the
she does not mess around. There is an episode in the TV show when they're like, this guy's really upset. They're like, hey, Aang, we're arresting you because in a past life as Kyoshi, you killed the guy in charge of our village. And they're all like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. We're going to prove Aang's innocence. They literally have Aang wear her clothes and summon her. She inhabits his body and she appears in front of these people and she's like, yep, I killed him, and then goes away. Like, she's fantastic. I love her.
She's awesome.
She's my favorite. She's also like 7'13" tall and like no nonsense, but like wearing this like full cool like kabuki makeup. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
If they didn't acknowledge Kyoshi at all, it'd be fine. It's they rescue people. They go, this was you in a past life. She liked games. I wish they just didn't acknowledge her, because then also,
Yeah.
if I was just watching this movie and they didn't acknowledge her, I would have been fine. But then I'm like, wait. This is even worse. Because you are explicitly telling me we are not going to see the Kyoshi Warriors. We are not going to be introduced to like the coolest squad of boss babes, Yas Queens ever depicted in animated television. You're telling me we're not going to meet Suki?
Because then Sokka
we're not
would
going to
have to
meet
get
Best
some
Girl
character
Suki?
development.
Are you joking?
Well, Sokka would have to be a character for that to work.
Sokka would have to be a character in order for that to work. Yes. A lot of other
And he's
things
not.
have to happen. So you should just completely cut out Kyoshi Warrior. The problem is they don't.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Hans, I would just take a note. This is just like kind of modern slang, like sauceless, like it doesn't have the sauce, like doesn't have the juice, like this is weak. This sucks.
I hate
I said
how much you work with college students.
when they find the skeletons in the field, I said completely sauceless avatar states. Like, his avatar state just sucks. They show Ozai kind of
Again,
similar.
Aang is terrifying in the show.
It's supposed
horrifying.
to be. He's literally overcome with his emotions and feeling the anger of like 300 generations and unleashing all the power at once. Similar to the fact that Asif Mandvi, Daily Show correspondent, is supposed to be like the second toughest, scariest dude ever. Then when they cut to who's supposed to be the toughest, scariest dude ever, Fire Lord Ozai, sauceless Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah.
Completely sauceless, completely without sauce, no sauce.
This is supposed to be the section of stuff we did like.
I know, but Hans asked for an explanation. I'm running through all the times I said something was sauceless. Wow, these bending scenes are
what it
sauceless.
meant,
I put that in all capital letters.
list.
Which one was sauceless? What was
I
sauceless?
just said, wow, these bending scenes, sauceless.
Oh, yeah, sauceless.
Yeah.
Sauceless, Iroh, fire bending, and then they just run away. It still sucks so hard. Firebender's scared of fire sucks. Those were the notes I put. That was in all capital letters too. Because there's I don't remember the whole movie, but there's parts that I remember, and I'm like, I remember that sucking, and then I'm watching this, and I'm like, still sucks. Cool.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I said sauceless Ozai again. Because he just is not good. He's supposed to.
Yeah.
They literally don't show his face for like the first like 1.5 seasons because he's that scary.
Yeah.
So that was supposed to be the stuff I liked. I'm sorry.
We tried.
We tried. Okay,
Well,
so
we
Hans,
tried.
from
Let's-
a non-bend, or are there any changes you liked? Or just anything you liked in general?
There's no I don't know what changes there would be. The only changes I know
one
of made the
Zhao
movie a lot worse. No, let's
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So,
we can move past this. Our next
Yeah.
Sorry.
What
go ahead.
does this say? I'm hosting this one. Excuse you.
Wait, I have another change that sucks.
No. What?
Just
Do you?
The Blue Spirit Rescue. This is another thing. It would add like 30 seconds to the movie. I don't know why they added it. The Blue Spirit is Zuko. Zuko rescues Aang from the prison, and then it shows them Zuko waking up the next day. And in the movie, it shows the rescue. It shows them in like camping, like in this forest, and it just cuts away, and that's the end. In the show, this is a very important character moment for a lot of reasons. Zuko wakes up and Aang is like, I used to have a friend. He was like a Fire Nation boy. We'd hang out all the time. Like, if this was like a different, like, do you think we could have been friends? And Zuko like pauses for a second and immediately tries to shoot a fire blast at him, and Aang just like runs away. And then Zuko kind of stands there for a second, like, you can tell he's kind of like, did I have to do that? Like, why?
He wasn't expecting that. Like, he doesn't know how to process what's going on around
It tells you more about Aang. It tells you more about the world they live in, about the nations. It tells you more about Zuko. Why did we show them camping here and not have the 20-second conversation that does a lot to establish who they are?
Okay, but
Or just show the rescue and then cut to the next thing.
that would have been nice. You're absolutely right. But then at the end of the movie, during the freaking war that they're having, while the southern water tribes like temple is being destroyed. They're the northern water tribes. While their temple is being destroyed, Aang, like Zuko captures Aang, and Aang gets loose, freezes him, unfreezes his head, and says
Point of record,
something to the
Katara
effect
freezes
of like,
him.
oh sorry,
it's like the one thing she does for the last 2/3 of the movie. Don't take this from her, Hans.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. That's true. But
They also like completely deleted Zuko and Katara's entire thing. But
yeah, it does. You're right. You're right on that. But Aang unfreezes his head so he doesn't suffocate.
Yeah.
And says to him, "If you stay in here, you won't be killed by waterbenders."
Yeah.
Goes to leave the room, turns around and says, "We could have been friends, you know."
Yes.
And
Why?
it's like okay, so in the scene you're describing, that would have made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
in the actual literal war that's going on right now between the Fire Nation and you, that sequence that just happened makes no sense.
Yep.
None at all.
Also, just none of this isn't something that could really help, but the Zuko moments all work a lot better when he's been like obsessively following them for 19 episodes. Like they've seen him for like 2 minutes in total in this movie. And I know they couldn't really help that.
Like you can tell right up to the very end, you can tell that they're setting this up for a second and a third movie. And it's like, man, I can't even begin to tell you how much people didn't want that.
Like near the end of the movie, when Zuko does finally show up at the grotto, then like Katara gets knocked out by Zuko. One, that's the first time they've ever seen each other.
Yeah.
And two,
When
when
they see him attack the
when
village.
Katara wakes up after being knocked out by Zuko, she can't say Zuko's here because to all the characters in the room, that doesn't make any sense. She has to say the banished prince.
In the TV
is
show, they're
here.
very familiar, but they know Zuko.
Yeah,
know
they've
Zuko.
had many conversations. They know each other quite well at this point in the show. But in the movie, she just has to kind of say the banished prince is here. I don't know if that should mean anything to anybody.
Like,
we have no
sure.
relationship with this guy.
There's also like
Literally never thought about
5,000
him.
fire dudes also here, Katara.
Yeah. Last time
movie
we
sucked.
met is the first time he took Aang. We exchanged no words. And he just left.
Also, when they get to the Northern Water Tribe, the teacher they find is super sexist and won't teach Katara, and that matters a lot. Like, that's like a really big plot point, so Katara's just not a character without that. And also,
Yeah, instead, Katara is sent away to learn water healing because waterbenders have healing magic, which never comes up in the movie.
and I understand why they couldn't include that, but like, show
Yeah.
him being sexist and show her proving herself, and then like you could call it a day at that. Like, it could even be wrapped up in the same scene, but she's just not a character that doesn't happen. Also, when they get there, Sokka really likes Yue, but Yue has like this cool Giga Chad like fiance that she's like supposed to, you know, marry to help like solidify the kingdom or whatever. So there's like a really fun like conflict there that just doesn't happen here. Like, he just shows up and he's just like, hey, I've never met you. I'll be your personal bodyguard. And she's like, I love you. And that's like the whole, okay.
Let's move it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, Aaron, you host.
Well, I mean, we can ask. I think we've gotten a pretty good idea of
Yeah, that's fair.
the thoughts about this movie from someone who's never seen the show.
Yeah,
Still
we don't
sucked.
have to dwell on that
really
any
bad.
longer.
Now,
got it.
Again, this is in oeuvre our heads. We're focusing on the oeuvre, and we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan. What does this movie say about the career of M. Night Shyamalan?
Nothing.
I
got
don't think a whole
nothing.
lot.
Well,
I got nothing about him from this movie.
well-
Please tell me I'm wrong. Please give me something.
Well, no, I think I'm
Because
just
I got
answering the
nothing.
question.
I would have watched this movie not knowing that he had anything to do with it, and never in a million years would I have guessed that this was written, directed, and produced by him.
I don't know, the color grading. I know.
the use of child actors. No. So you're saying
That's a lot of child acting.
no? This has like this doesn't have to
Okay,
do with
but
the career.
that was
Yeah,
the show. That's
no.
the whole show. You can't say
Okay,
that.
so here's the thing. I think to answer your question, I think the way both of you are answering it is like no, because it doesn't have the fingerprints. This doesn't say anything about the artistic side of M. Night Shyamalan, like as a creator. I think, but the question you actually asked was to say about M. Night Shyamalan's career, and I think there is something to say about his career. Like, but that's not the movie itself, outside of like the creation of the movie, not the art of the movie.
Okay.
Well, and he did write, direct, and produce this.
Yeah. And again,
So we can't say it's not his baby.
Right.
Like,
like this wasn't just, oh, we have a script and we're bringing him in, like we're bringing in an established director. Like he was very involved in this. If you look it up online, I don't know where, I'm assuming maybe the forest scenes, they shot some of this in Pennsylvania. So that's a Shyamalan thing.
they look kind of Pennsylvania-y.
That's my guess. I don't know what scenes were shot in Pennsylvania. I'm going to assume the forest scenes because I don't.
Yeah.
But I do think, so we're of course doing this in reverse order.
Yeah.
But if you watch these in order, he has like little student films. He has boom, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable Signs, like boom, 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 like the trilogy. This is the next Spielberg, biggest dude ever. And then you have Signs, Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening. This is when you, I think the thing is like, I think what The Last Airbender was like officially the last tipping points. There would be people who said he sucks with Lady in the Water. There are people saying he sucks with The Happening. Like, I'm not saying this was like all of a sudden with this, people said he sucks, and they never said that before.
Yeah.
But I do think he was like the big up and coming next filmmaker, and then like a string of not so good ones. But even still,
Mixed success.
yeah. But even still, like The Happening budget was estimated between like $50 and $60 million. The last Airbender budget was $150 million.
$150 million in 2010.
Yes. So I think what happens here is like really weirdly enough, though, he gets like 2 chances because he got The Last Airbender and After Earth. So like what happened was he kind of had the string of these like failures, but like he
can't make big action movie. He can't make big action movie.
Yeah, they let him do The Last Airbender. I'm not sure why, because he was kind of known for like unsettling, like not quite horror, but like unsettling supernatural. Yeah. He wasn't like a kid-friendly director. Like he worked with kids, but he didn't make. But he works
with kids. Yeah.
So this is his first like kids movie. This is his first like huge blockbuster, like $150 million in 2010, like we said. Weirdly enough, actually, it seems to have turned a profit. Box office was like 320 million. Like it wasn't the biggest
not
commercial
great.
So maybe that's the difference. Is like they said, okay, this is the headcanon I'm writing. They said, okay, we're not gonna do The Last Airbender 2 and 3. You wanted a trilogy, probably the way you put Book 1 Water at the start there. We're not gonna do that. That didn't work. But like you still turned a profit. And then they did After Earth, and then they said, yeah, okay, no. The blank check is off.
That was it.
And then you get he literally like remortgage, like put a second mortgage on his house to fund it himself, the visits. Like then that's where you officially get the new era of Shyamalan. So I do think this has a lot to say about where he was in the career at the time and what he couldn't do well.
Yeah, when you lay it out like that, this definitely has a very important place in the oeuvre.
Even though it doesn't have like all his fingerprints artistically that we like.
Yeah, I think actually it has that important place because it's not a very Shyamalan-y movie.
They said you're doing too much of the Shyamalan stuff. It's not working. Adapt this kid's TV show. Don't do a plot twist. Don't do like the creepy supernatural.
And here's an insane budget.
He does this. He does After Earth, and then he becomes Shyamalan, baby. Like he is himself for the rest of.
He says, "I can't coast on studio blank checks. I need to do me."
Yeah, and I love it when Shyamalan is very Shyamalan.
Yeah,
I like his style. I hated After Earth. I hate this, and I think those are like the least Shyamalan we've gotten.
Well, because in both cases, he's not making a Shyamalan movie. He's making animated live action Nickelodeon movie, and then he's like, After Earth isn't a Shyamalan film; it's a Will Smith film. Like he's making a Will Smith movie, and he can't make a Will Smith movie.
Yeah, be true to yourself. I think the lesson we're learning here is be true to yourself.
Which there's a really solid like mid-aughts Nickelodeon animated television series, which probably has that same lesson throughout there a couple times.
Yeah, probably.
It's a shame it wasn't adapted to film very well. Otherwise, we would have seen that today.
If it doesn't hit live action, I don't care.
Well,
they're not willing to put in the $150 million
live action adaptation, which I have not watched yet because I
only watched the first episode and decided not for me.
That's fair. I said I've been to this dog and pony show before. I'm not buying another ticket. Maybe I'll watch it at some point, but I'm not ready to because even if it's decent, even if it's not I don't actually know what like the general feeling of fans and non-fans.
What's it called?
Action.
Very mixed.
Just Avatar. I think it's just called Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it's the live action Netflix one. But like I don't actually know.
Hey, it has if this tells you anything, it has about the same runtime as the original series.
Okay. Sure. They didn't. If it is compromised, it's not compromised for the same reason. No, I know nothing about the reception, but
they went for the Blue Arrow.
Nice. Yeah. But the one thing I will say is maybe even if you're the person that only takes it seriously, if it needs live action, that's maybe a better bet. What is very funny is that later in the show, you meet like the Jew D character, and they do the whole "there is no Warren Bossing" saying that there is no Warren Bossing say. People have joked for online like. There is no live action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. There is no live action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. Like people have been making this joke for 15 years. Netflix came along, made this live action series. Trust me, for the last couple of days, I've been Googling like live action Avatar: The Last Airbender a lot. And the movie doesn't like the movie is buried. Like they literally if you didn't know this existed and were just searching for live action Avatar: The Last Airbender, you might not know this exists if you're just Googling it. The Netflix show fills like the first page of results. You like have to specify 2010 movie. Like they did There Is No War in Bossing say like just complete memory hole this movie, which is pretty wild.
That's pretty wild. So I think maybe this was the necessary I don't like saying this because M. Night Shyamalan is an actual person and not just a character that we're talking about. He had a real career. He experienced real embarrassment because of like this and some major failures in that career. I think he's in a much better place now. So I feel a little freer to say I think this was necessary for Shyamalan to find himself. I think if this and After Earth were bigger successes, we probably would never have gotten Trap.
I can't live in a world where we didn't get Trap. I don't want to live in that world.
Like he would not have been brought on for we wouldn't have gotten Knock at the Cabin, which take your leave Knock at the Cabin. I liked Knock at the Cabin. I think it's worth seeing. I think that's worth existing in the world. Like we wouldn't have gotten Split unless
That would have been a shame.
Unless
Or just a bigger
we
budget
might
for
have
it.
gotten Split because he had already made Unbreakable before this, and they might have told him you can have your fun little trilogy of superhero movies. But I definitely don't think we would have gotten Trap. We definitely wouldn't have gotten The Visit. I like those things. I mean, if I were to go and hey, M. Night, if you ever want to come on the show and answer some like really personal questions
We will be
about
sorry.
what was a
We will
dark
treat you
moment
like
in your
king.
career, I will, whatever you need, I will figure it out. Like whatever crazy thing you want to put in your contract to show up.
We'll meet you in
on
Philadelphia
our podcast.
to like record.
I will hop on the train tomorrow and go to Philadelphia. It's only like an hour and a half from here, and it's
We'll
like
make
$30
Hans go
to take the
to
train
record.
from here to 30th Street Station.
I've said some pretty nasty things about
Train
Philly in
station
the past.
for me is within walking distance. I will just walk to the train station, get a ticket, and go to Philadelphia if that's what it takes. And you have to be willing to answer some pretty personal questions about the dark moment in your career because I would be fascinated to know what he thinks about this movie and how it fits into his career.
Yeah.
Because I can build a narrative about how this movie and After Earth were necessary failures in order for him to like rediscover an artistic voice.
Like what you're saying
Or-
is that essentially this is when Zuko like decides that he needs to officially stop chasing the Avatar, and that decision literally makes him like physically ill and bedridden for like a week. Like he's so obsessed with finding the Avatar, he says, "Hey, maybe I shouldn't," and he puts him in like a coma. Like this is that
He's
moment.
having fever dreams.
Like he's literally like just sweating it out. But this is that. This is his like.
Yeah.
I need to stop trying to regain this honor that I will never regain through this method. Fever dream.
Yeah. And what I do think is I don't think this was the movie that did it. And I don't think After Earth was the movie that did it. But I think this and After Earth might have been the nails in the coffin on Shyamalan having wide appeal. That he might be forever. And I mean, he's still making movies, obviously. He can change this. But I think he might be forever a movie guy, movie maker.
Yeah, which
Like-
is totally.
I'm fine with
great
because I'm
thing
a
to do.
movie guy. I love movies. I'm very happy to go see a movie that was made for people who love movies and no one else.
Yeah, like I
And
picture like
I'm fine with that.
Think of like a Robert Eggers, like Lighthouse, The Witch, like Nosferatu, like
Yeah.
those are for movie people. Those are movie things
Great
for movie
movies.
people, and I think that's fine. I think he's very comfortable working in that niche. He even tried like The Northman was kind of his closest thing to a blockbuster, and I think we've seen with Nosferatu, like
Yeah.
he's good not doing that. Like it's that. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Kevin Smith is like a movie guy for movie people.
Well, and so let's look at like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Feige
Yeah,
makes movies for literally everybody.
yeah. Has been maybe currently not as successful at it, but has been very successful at that.
Yeah,
like if you want to do
historically
that, just
incredibly
pumps out
successful.
20 blockbusters. Him,
Yeah,
like
you can-
indirectly.
he
He's
can
not.
do
He's
that.
not. They all have individual
No.
directors. He's not a director. He's like but
But giving him a creative voice in your movie will give your movie very wide appeal and make it financially very successful. Artistically, not going to push boundaries. There's a place for that in movies.
Yeah.
I like the Marvel movie. I like the earlier Marvel movies. That's not a controversial opinion. I'm not expecting to express.
Did you know I was in
anything
like
new
middle
about-
school and Iron Man 1 came out and it kicked ass back then? Hot take.
It did.
It did. That's all true. None of that's wrong.
All of that is true and non-controversial.
Iron Man did kick ass when I was in middle school. I even thought
was
Iron Man
awesome.
2 kicked ass when I was in middle. I'm sorry.
I like Iron Man 2.
I don't know if I still do, but I liked
still
it back
like
then.
Iron Man 2. Elon Musk is in that one though.
He is. Yeah.
But I think this maybe not this movie specifically, but this section of Shyamalan's career solidified him as a movie maker. That he makes movies for people who like movies. And his movies will remain forever controversial and divisive. He tried making movies with wide appeal, and it didn't go well. So he said, I guess we're not doing that. I'm going to go make art now.
Well, I'm not going to officially call this a prediction, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want to be wrong, but I will say it now. So if it does happen, I'm right. Because he did make movies with wide appeal, but I think it's when he wasn't necessarily trying to.
Yeah.
Like The Sixth Sense had wide appeal.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a blockbuster, but had wide appeal. I think if he will make another movie with wide appeal, but it will also be similarly almost accidental. It will not be through a crowd pleasing blockbuster. I think there's a good chance he still has one more in the tank that like breaks through and becomes not like the next phenomenon, but has that kind of cultural cachet. But I think it is through continuing to do what he has been doing, which is more personal. Like he made The Last Airbender on $150 million and it sucked. He made Trap on $30 million, and a lot of people who are wrong say it sucks. It doesn't. It's fun and it's great. I think he will make a Trap that will break through before he retires.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. But I think it will be a $60 million movie, not a $200 million movie.
No.
I don't think he ever makes a $150 million movie again. I don't think he should.
No.
I think
it
would be compromised. It would be worse off.
I think he's actually much more creative and interesting when he has less to work with.
I think he's really good at the 30 to like $60 million range.
And the way
it's enough to work with, but not enough
now,
where it becomes a studio project.
Well, yeah, and the way that cinema works in the year of our Lord 2025, I would much rather have more, $50, $60 million movies than these gigantic blockbusters I don't care about at all.
Agreed.
I don't want to see.
Yeah, like we were recording this at the time of like CinemaCon. This is not going to be relevant, but when you see that slate of the next like 30 movies announced with like Toy Story 5 and like Moana 3 or whatever,
it's all sequels.
I am so much more excited for unnamed M. Night Shyamalan film with Jake Gyllenhaal in it than any of those movies. Well, Oppenheimer's on the list. I'm excited for Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's going to rule. Other than Oppenheimer, I'm more excited for unnamed Jake Gyllenhaal M. Night Shyamalan film than I am for like,
Didn't we just get an Oppenheimer?
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Imagine Odyssey, but just replace Odysseus with Oppenheimer.
Yes. Yes, you see the vision. Yeah, sorry.
He can't pull.
Actually,
he can't.
I'm more excited to rewatch Oppenheimer on the 4K disc that they got me for Christmas than I am for like any of those movies that were revealed. I'd just be more excited to sit down and rewatch Oppenheimer than I am for Moana 3 or Toy Story 5 or whatever.
We've been talking about you did a Trap rewatch not too long ago. For as much as we talk about Trap, I haven't seen it since we saw it in the theaters.
It's fun.
I have the 4K Bluray. It's time for a rewatch.
Rewatch it this weekend,
So
Hans.
good.
Well, actually, because we might be doing a double feature of the Minecraft movie and Novocaine. So I don't know if I'll have time.
No, that's so the opposite.
No.
We haven't actually pledged to that, but
that's
I
everything wrong with cinema.
I do want to be.
Aaron, you don't understand.
I do want to be in the Minecraft movie opening weekend in IMAX.
I want to go to a late night showing of the Minecraft movie at the waterfront after curfew when there won't be any kids there.
Okay, curfew is like 6 p.m. for them. Like, yeah, Aaron, did you know
have
that kids
zero
just
interest
like
in the
aren't allowed
Minecraft
to exist
movie.
anymore in public? Anyway,
What?
Yeah, they're like crazy strict rules at the waterfront where we usually go to see movies.
Oh.
yeah, if it's after 6,
Huh.
it's not even that you can't see an R-rated movie. Like, you just, if you're under 18, you can't be there without like a parent or guardian, without somebody over 18 with you.
Wow.
It's weird.
I think we've talked sufficiently about this movie and how it fits into the Shyamalan oeuvre. No Shyamalan twist because he didn't write the story here. So I don't
Hey,
really
you want to
think this one
hear
can
a
be
joke?
counted.
You want to hear a
The
joke people have been
Shyamalan
making for
twist of this
15
one is that it freaking sucks.
Hans, you stole my. I was gonna say, you want to hear the same joke people have been making for 15 years? Oh, the twist is that it fucking sucks. Hans, I actually want you to like binge. Actually, I really want to rewatch. My main takeaway from this is
You guys
I'm
are both
gonna go
talking about a
rewatch
bunch of
season
stuff
1.
that sounds really cool. Like
main
I
takeaway-
want to see giant Godzilla water
I
monsters.
really want to
boats.
rewatch The Last Airbender now. Like the whole time I'm
going
watching this
to.
movie, I'm just like I cannot tell you how much I want to rewatch the original animated
I'm due for a
series.
rewatch.
I'm due for a rewatch. I just watched it a couple.
Watch it like the 10th time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Great Divide. I'm gonna love every second of it.
Best episode, great episode. Don't listen to the haters. Very, very okay episode. Don't listen to the haters.
Very okay episode.
Very fine. It exists, and that's allowed episode.
Well, that episode exists so that in season 3, Ember Island players can make fun of that episode.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
Hans doesn't even know about the Ember Island players.
Don't even know about the Ember Island.
doesn't
It's
even
like
know
you
about
don't even know who Suki
Hans
is.
Hans doesn't even know who Suki is, and that's sad. She's the best.
Have you heard of Toph Bei Fong, the best character in
Toph Bei
Avatar?
Fong?
This episode is going to be impossible
Bay
to edit.
Falls
We're almost 2 hours. No, we are. We're over 2 hours. We're almost
over
2
2
hours and 12
hours,
minutes in.
Do you know Toph Bei Fong of the Bei Fong family?
I don't have any idea, Zach.
She is the
missing out.
best earthbender in the world, and don't you dunderheads ever forget it. That scene goes so hard.
So hard. Every scene with Toph goes so hard. The scene when they're in the Great Library, she's literally holding up that entire library because she just locks the in, and she holds up an entire library from sinking.
So good. Oh my gosh. I
Hans-
need to rewatch the entire series
But
right
Hans
now.
has also not seen, what is it, Appa Alone or Appa's Lonely Days.
Oh.
That's gonna crush
Yeah,
you,
Tales
buddy.
of Bossing Say.
He's not seen Tales of Bossing Say.
That show goes so hard. It's
So many hype moments, so much aura, so much sauce.
Everything you're talking about right now doesn't sound as cool as a Godzilla water monster chopping Fire Nation ships in half.
Okay, but Hans, I need to prepare you.
You're bringing me down.
But Hans, I need if you knew the show, you would know what we're talking about is so much better. Because I do need to prepare you. At the season 1 finale of Avatar: The Last Airbender, there is like a giant water kaiju, and it's awesome. But at the end of The Legend of Korra, is it season 2 finale, there is a giant kaiju battle, and it kind of blows. So just
it sucks.
kind of sucks. People kind of and in the season 4 finale, there's like a mecha battle, and it actually sucks even more. So I'm sorry. I am a Legend of Korra defender, but it is not perfect.
I'm not. I'm a defender of some elements of Legend of Korra.
I mean, at the heart of it, I am too, but overall, I'm more positive on it than I am negative. But boy, when you're binging that show, and you can tell when the budget cuts are happening when you're binging that show, and you get to the episode that's like a recap. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender does a beach episode, and it does a great job at it. And they do like this like silly joke like recap episode, and they do a great job at it. When The Legend of Korra does a recap episode, it made me want to die. And I don't know which is worse is when you've been watching it for 10 hours that day and then you're sitting through this recap episode, or if you waited a whole week and just got this recap episode. I don't know what would be worse.
Yeah, and
And it's like the third to last episode of the series.
this was at a time, going back to being old people, this was at a time when Nickelodeon refused to show like the last season on TV, and you had to watch it online, and that was worse.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, it's a Netflix original. It's like you have to go to like Nickelodeon.com, and it's like a webisode. Like, and the budget is reflecting that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, but Hans, if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, you should watch The Legend of Korra. It's not as good, but it is pretty
Not
good.
as good. But it is more.
It is
There
more.
of
It's
it.
not as good, but it is more.
But I cannot describe to you how hype Last Airbender is.
Okay, but when you get to when the non-benders, when Amon and his cultists like attack the bending match, and you have like Lin Bei Fong and like Korra working together for the first time, that's pretty hype.
It's pretty good.
And
Also, there's like a murder-suicide in that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if you were like, wow, that's pretty crazy how this movie doesn't kill anybody, and then you get to the end and they kill someone, that's pretty intense. Wait till The Legend of Korra, buddy. They're just murking.
a woman's head explodes.
A woman explodes her own head, actually.
That's fantastic.
Actually, in Last Airbender, a guy does explode his own head.
Yeah, okay, but yeah.
You don't see it.
Yeah, it's a little more.
This
Disney
episode
going.
ended a while ago.
It
I
did.
think.
Okay,
Yeah.
but if you didn't, Aaron,
It's 11 o'clock.
Aaron, but I do need you to consider if you did not have The Legend of Korra, you would not have Lin Bei Fong, who Lin Bei Fong is the best character in the entire series, and I do not want to live in a world that
That is
does not have
incorrect.
Lin
The
Bei
best
Fong,
character-
so I am glad that
No.
The Legend
No,
of Korra
we
exists.
can't. No,
Lin Bei Fong.
I'm gonna have to cut. No, I have
best
to cut you both
character
off.
in
We
the
cannot
entire
get into
series
this. This is not what
is
we're here to
Zuko.
talk about.
Did we actually do closing thoughts?
They're in there.
Here are my closing
They're in there.
thoughts. Here are my closing thoughts. Here are my closing thoughts. I don't like this movie. It's bad. I give it 1 star on Letterboxd. I expected to give it half
fair.
a star. I was expecting to give it half a star. I gave it literally twice the grade that I thought I was going to give it. It is not as bad as I remember it being in college. It's still very bad, though. I don't enjoy it. I will not watch it again. It did make me want to rewatch the original series.
True.
So that's good.
That's always good, yeah.
Yeah.
Always good. They made some baffling decisions. I say they. M. Night Shyamalan wrote, directed, and produced this. I'm going to say M. Night Shyamalan made some baffling decisions. Or gave authority to other people to make some baffling decisions. And they did not pan out. However, I think this was the Night Before the Dawn that gave us, or it led to, I don't think this was like the thing. I don't think there was one thing that did this. But I think this was a very important step toward M. Night Shyamalan becoming a true auteur. I think this was an important moment in Shyamalan's career that led to some great movies that I love. And I think if this movie didn't happen, if he never made The Last Airbender and some other stuff, if this were a bigger success, we might not have gotten those other movies that I really, really like.
It did lead to some great movies that I love and also some okay movies that exist, which you can't say about every movie.
No.
I did. No. When I first watched this, I would give it half a star. Similarly, so when I rewatched it this time, this is why there's a million caveats on this, Hans. I know you're going to disagree. There's a million caveats, and everything you are going to say is true. I won't disagree with it, but I gave it 1.5 stars. I gave it 3 times the rating I originally did, because I gave it half. I would have given it a half star originally. I gave it 1.5 stars this time, and also watching this movie, I did go back and the recent Christmas film starring Chris Evans and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Red One, I did bump up from 2 stars to 2.5 stars. I can't explain why, but I watched The Last Airbender live action film from 2010, and I did bump up 2024's Red One from 2 stars to 2.5 stars. Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans.
What triggered that? What possible connection could have?
So I cannot explain this. I cannot explain this. I 100% stand by that decision. I think you made the right choice.
And so
I have no idea.
Did you watch that movie?
I've never seen it. No.
But I did say Red
But
One
my bones are telling me that was the right move. I don't know. And I don't know why. I don't know what the connection was there. But
Hold on.
That decision doesn't baffle me at all.
Thank you. Like, it just fit.
No.
Hans, if you can find some connective tissue between these two movies, I will applaud you. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why I agree with that.
I'm not looking for connective tissue.
It makes perfect sense.
It just makes sense. It just works.
No.
Hans, you should watch Red One. I think Hans actually
2.5 star
kind of
movie.
enjoy Red One.
You might actually kind of like Red One. I've not seen it, but that also makes sense.
Aaron, I don't think you would like Red One.
I would not. I know this about myself.
That
That also makes sense.
You also know that you cannot explain the inner workings of the cinephile's mind. Like, my mind is an enigma. No. That watching the Avatar: The Last Airbender will cause me to go in months later and slightly bump up the review for Red One. And I need you to trust that there is a process.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes, we are professionals.
I'm a there is a criteria going on up there. Numbers are being crunched and important decisions are being made. I don't know if I ever told you this.
Okay. Okay, here we go. I went to go see this movie with my wife for her birthday, and she had fun with it, and I love her, and I want to support the things that she likes, so I don't want to be too mean to it. But she doesn't typically read my Letterboxd reviews anyway, so I might be safe. All that to say, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, slop! Side note, there's a little bit at the end where J.K. Simmons running around delivering all the gifts, and it honestly looks a lot like that video where they replaced the dog running in the agility competition with a little tiny Shrek. That movie, Zach, you decided that is your review. Those are your words.
It's like
you
slop,
bumped
like
that movie up from 2 stars to 2.5 stars.
2.5 out of 5 is still a 5 out of 10. It's still a 50 out of 100, Hans.
That's a failure.
I don't understand. I cannot
solidly
comprehend the inner workings of your mind that would cause that to happen.
The inner machinations of my mind.
Everything in that review is 100%
To reference
correct.
another Nickelodeon cartoon.
Every single thing I typed there, I was spitting fire then, I'm spitting fire now. It's 100% correct. And that is also 100% correct for a 2.5 star film.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts on this movie, Hans?
On The Last Airbender, not Red One.
I hated this movie. It was awful. It was terrible. From what little I know of the show, the amount of disrespect this movie had for the show is absolutely astounding to me. I know I'm not coming to any new conclusions here. I know this is something that everyone has known to be universally true for the last 15 years. It doesn't make any difference. I didn't have a good time watching it. I am looking forward to watching the show in my own time to see what it's like.
Yes.
And hopefully not fall asleep like I did last time.
I mean, you can fall asleep.
On
Just
that-
continue where you like. You can do that. Just keep watching after
No,
you
so
wake
I have
up.
this weird thing where it's like Plex kept running afterwards for I don't know how long, so I don't actually remember where I left off. So I'd have to like go back and like find it, and I don't
Just
know.
start over.
I mean, Hans, we
didn't
also
wanna do
described
that
how we
either.
had to watch this on linear cable television programming. Like, your
I powered
struggle
through.
is, oh no, I can pull it up and watch it whenever I want. And that's so hard if I fall asleep during it. If you fell asleep when it was on TV,
I had to check a
when it was
TV
airing,
guide,
you just
Hans.
didn't see that episode. There was no, I can go back and rewatch. It just didn't. That episode, you maybe saw it a month later.
I know. I'm not saying that it's not a stupid excuse. It was a minor
Good, 'cause it is a
inconvenience
stupid
at best, and that's the reason I never went back. I just every time I saw it in the like, what's next for you to watch or whatever in the suggested things in Plex, I was like, oh yeah, but I'd have to go find it, and then I watched something else instead.
You'd have
That's
to
really-
open it
there's-
up and see an
there's
episode
no-
titled The Great Divide and be like, do I remember Great Divide? No, I probably didn't see that one. You go back and see an episode about like meeting the Earth King, and you're like, did I meet an Earth King yet? No, I probably didn't see that one.
I'm not,
You can
listen,
figure out
I
from the
understand.
titles and screenshots alone.
I get it.
guarantee
No,
His
I
name's Rocky.
get it. I understand. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not defending it. I'm just telling you what happened.
So on that lovely note, look forward to our Patreon exclusive episode about Book 1, Water, of Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender. I look forward to
Maybe I'll
hearing
make
Hans's
myself-
thoughts.
Maybe I'll make myself watch the live action Netflix series too. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I watched the first episode of that. It was not good. I didn't enjoy it, and I kind of decided that that series is not for me, and I don't have any plans to watch it. I'm not going to.
Go off,
So,
Damien.
yeah, it's not good. Well, thank you for listening to this one. I'll figure out where the episode is there in the edit. Maybe I can condense the whole thing down to like 30 minutes,
Look at you.
and we'll do some elisions. I'll add a voiceover
Add
at the
a
beginning.
voiceover to a podcast. Yes, genius. That's what they're missing.
We can have an as you know section. I'll do my best Commander Zhao impersonation.
You just cut out all the usual complaints and say,
Yeah.
as you know, this movie sucks. Everybody knows it sucks. Okay, moving on.
We can have a couple different as you know segments. We will include the duels, though. There will be fight scenes
Agni keys.
in the podcast. Yeah, we're gonna
Except
keep all the
apparently
Agni
not,
ties.
because they took one of those out. Apparently a pretty important
No,
one.
we're gonna do better than the
They
movie.
took a
We're
couple
gonna
out.
keep some of the fight scenes. They took a few fight scenes out.
Well, they not even just fight scenes. They took dozens of fight scenes out. They took a couple. Even
Yeah.
just looking at Agni Kai's did not make it.
Yeah, even like this really specific way
Even
of
this
fighting.
very
They removed quite a
specific
few
martial
of those.
combat between, like, basically old west, gun duels, but between fire lord, like really strong firebenders. Which you think, oh, that probably
they took out all the
happens,
fun-
like once. It happens a few times.
Yeah. Also, they took out all the fun hybrid animals
They did take out all the fun hybrid animals.
and the pirates.
They did take out the pirates, but they did include the scroll. Why would the Fire Nation take all these scrolls from the Earthbenders and not just like burn them? They want to wipe out the Earthbenders. Why did they just keep them all in a closet nearby? Why wouldn't they have just burned them? It makes more
Well, in the
sense
show,
that they
it's
just
'cause
found
they're
this
valuable
valuable scroll from a
and they can
trader who
sell
was
them
trying to
and-
sell it. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, in the show,
The Fire
and
Nation
then
slashes
Agni
burns
can go off.
everything. Why wouldn't they burn scrolls? They do.
They literally in
They
the
do.
series finale just like attempt to glass the Earth Kingdom. Like,
Yeah, spoiler alert, Hans, at the very end of the show, they're just like, hey, what if we just did like an extended nuke? Like, what if we literally just razed to the ground everything?
just flat,
Just
burn the
straight
whole
wedge
thing.
through everything of flame that just destroys it all.
and it is much more dramatic than you're thinking it is right now.
Oh my gosh, whatever Toph is like, that's a lot of fire, isn't it? Ooh, chills. Goose pimples.
Oh,
I'm
so
getting the
good.
goose pimples right there.
Oh my gosh.
She's blind and she knows how much fire is going on.
When she just like jumps
God.
through the metal door.
So many top hype moments in that series finale. And when they're hanging on and he's like, I don't think Boomerang's coming back. Oh my gosh, I cry every time.
Hans, I need you to watch this series.
I said I would.
I mean, not just book one water. You need to watch the whole thing.
I didn't say I wasn't going to. Why?
Well, okay.
This is over. I'm done recording.
Okay,
I'm done. No, I'm done.
The reason we're just saying this is because you're 20 years too late. Okay, anyway, now we can...
You like hot dogs, right?
It's a long, long way to Ba Sing Se, but the girls in the city, they look so pretty. So good. His name's Rocky.